Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Master 11 Hub. If you don't know me, my name is King. I am a life path 11. I am an expression 11. And my name, King, vibrates to 11. All right, so this is the first video that I'm posting on this channel since the ending of the coconut water fast, the 11-day coconut water fast. And excuse me, if you guys haven't checked that series out, it is an 11 video series. It has its own playlist. You can check it out. I'll link it down below if you want to follow along, get an inside scoop on what I was going through day to day, doing a fast like that, aspirations, just day to day info on how that was for me, so you guys can check that out for sure. Y'all know I do preach about fasting, so I figured since I had decided to do a fast, that it was a great opportunity to just share that with y'all, and it's funny how I decided to do a fast right after posting, hey, you guys should fast. And then I felt the need to do it myself. So yeah, so that was that, whatever. It's been a few days since then, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe Friday was the last day, of the fast. So I've been off the fast since Saturday. So it's been about 4 days. So yeah, I'm still feeling pretty good. Definitely happy that I did that. I needed that cleanse. I needed that reset. It does make me excited for the next fast that I'll be starting on March 1st. And that was going to be for 47 days. Y'all know I like to do everything in 11s. 11-day coconut water fast. The last fruit fast I did was 38 days. This one's going to be 47. So yeah, exciting stuff. So I want to talk about the different ways that 11s get activated. And I know that a lot of times I talked about, like, I do generalize the 11s, right? Because there's so many different kinds of 11s. You got the pure 11s, you got the 29 11s, you got the 38 11s, you got the 47 11s, you got the 56 11s. And then for the last four, those numbers can be switched around. So it could be 92, it could be 83, it could be 74, it could be 65, and they still have the same meaning, but depending on which number comes first on the left of the slash is which one gets more focus initially, and then the other number is in there too. And so yeah, I am a 2911 life path and expression. In fact, all of my 11 energy is a 2911. And yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody. So I went to this breathwork event that one of my friends was hosting. It was a great event, by the way. And I spoke there with somebody who is also an 11. He's a 3811. And I told him, I said, hey, I saw you. He was like, hey, what's going on? He walked up to me. So I didn't walk up to him. He walked up to me. If I have already, like, spoke with you, if I've already, what do you call it? I keep wanting to say congregate, but yeah, I guess I needed to get that one out. But if I've already spoken to you before about, like, your numbers and things like that, a lot of times I'll just give it room to breathe, right? Because people need time to integrate, people need time to think, people need time to, feel their way through it. So I don't oftentimes, here's life path number. What are you doing? What are you doing Friday? Like, I don't usually do that. So it's been some time since I last spoke to him. Last year, probably sometime during the summertime. So it's been a minute, probably like at least 6 months. So he walked up to me, he said, hey, how's it going? And I was like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, I saw you kind of on your hermit mode right now. Because he basically had posted something. He was like, I don't remember exactly word for word, but it basically was that he was withdrawing from society. And, I had to respect it, I was like, okay, I get it, right? I talked about this before on the channel, like, hey, I get it. We go through phases. Hermit mode is definitely one of the phases. Sometimes we need to get away from everybody just to be able to think, just to be able to be and to integrate, and yeah, so I told him, I said, hey, I saw you in your hermit mode. He was like, yeah, I said, you can't stay there, right? And he was like, well, I guess he said, it depends on if he lets the reason that he went there in the first place keep him there. And I was like, yeah, well, I was like, that's valid, right? We all go through phases. I went through a hermit phase myself, you know, but you have to come out because the world needs you. And he said, I think the world will be fine. I said, no. You are the illuminator. You can't illuminate if there is no place for the light to shine, you know? You need to do that or whatever. And I said, but I understand we go through phases, so take the time you need to. Just don't stay there, you know? And he was asking me, he said, well, why did you come out of hermit mode? I said, love brought me out of hermit mode. I was like, I'm a 2911. 2911 is the relationship 11. It's the connection 11, like, you know? And so what brought me out was love. And I said, what will probably bring you out is needing to level up and needing a creative outlet, or needing to establish yourself and needing to create something. That's probably what's going to bring you out. And he was like, it's funny that you said that because I recently took up martial arts. I said, oh. And he said, the thing that I like about martial arts, of course I enjoy the fighting, but it is an art form. So I'm really enjoying the art behind the martial arts. And I said, yeah. I was like, okay. So yeah, you know, we, of course, I've said this before, 11s get activated through their trauma. Every 11 I know has had some form of like craziness in their life, especially like in adolescence, you know? That's a big one for sure. If you just watched me yawn, put yawn in the comments. But we all have a specific reason that we will be activated within the umbrella of being an 11. And so, yeah, 2911s probably will come out of hermit mode for some sort of love or some sort of connection. 3811s will probably come out of hermit mode because they need to establish themselves or they need to create. 4711s will probably come out of hermit mode because they need to educate or they need to learn something, or because they need to create a structure outside of themselves. 5611s will probably come out of hermit mode because of duty, you know, or needing to experience more of life. And shoot, a pure 11 will probably come out of hermit mode because they need to lead. They need to lead. What you gonna lead if you don't have the people? You can't lead nothing. I mean, of course you can lead yourself, but leaders usually lead something. So yeah, you know, we all have different ways that we activate within the 11, you know, vibration. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of fun to share. So yeah, that's probably all I'm gonna have for y'all today. Thank y'all for watching, man. Definitely gonna be bringing more content to, you know, the Master 11 Hub. Of course, this is literally the hub for 11s. So a lot of different things can happen in here, you know. Got some story times. We got some just messages, obviously vlogs, you know. It's the Master 11 Hub. So if you're an 11, you definitely should be subscribed here. And you should have your notification bell on too, so you can know when I post videos and things like that. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you to the people who've been commenting on the videos, who've been sharing the videos. I really rock with y'all, and I'm glad that y'all really rock with me. Of course, you definitely should check out the Master 11 Hub TikTok. Different content over there. And yeah, we going up on TikTok. And yeah, man, I appreciate my 11s, man. I love my 11s. Of course, I have a special place in my heart for 11s because I got so much 11 in me. It's crazy. All right, so I will see you guys in the next video.